So I grew up listening to Tupac, Biggie, Rough Riders, DMX, got into some Wu-Tang and whatnot. But it wasn't until I met someone named Pete at the age of about 13 years old, and he introduced me to 3 6 Mafia. Now this music was unlike anything I ever heard before. As a matter of fact, it was so different that it turned me on right away. It's like watching Freddy Krueger, but in rap music. And I would later find out that it's a subgenre of rap called horrorcore. Now this music was absolutely insane, and it got really deep for me. So back then, 2003 thereabouts, one of the more mainstream songs that I heard on BET was Ride Spinners, They Ride Spinners and Don't Stop. But a lot of people don't know about the really underground stuff, where they actually were first called 666 Mafia. And the first album that I really heard that introduced me into that horrorcore genre was Mystic Styles. And that actual song itself, which you can hear right here, as you can see, is absolute insanity. And that's why I liked it so much. And this music, along with smoking a lot of weed back then, really changed my mind. It was actually the summer of 2003, when I came back to grade 9, I was a totally different person. And I had an experience over the summer where, unbeknownst to me, it was demonic. Now, I never grew up with the Bible being read in the house and whatnot, so I didn't know what any of this was. But contrary to popular belief, even though 3 6 Mafia said in interviews that they don't worship the devil, they rapped about the devil, and it was very clear in their music that it was evil. You know, with the demonic chants. Like there's one song called Now I'm High, Really High. Like, check it out.
The angels creating illusions. The substance infesting my brain cell is causing confusion. I picture Teflon in slow motion, it's piercing through flesh and continues to cruise. And wait, think straight, don't haste, pace, penetrate, face, ace, sake, place, base. Damn, I think I'm crazy.
So after hearing that, there's no debate. That's just evil. Like, what more can be said? And I would get super high and listen to this music, drinking and whatnot. And my violent state of mind from a youth progressed and became more violent as I got older. And this music was feeding me ideas of how to hurt people and stuff like that. I'm not even joking. Anyone who says that music doesn't influence you in any way has to be a foolish person, to say the least, because without any shadow of a doubt, let's say you listen to country music about riding big trucks in the dirt and the mud and stuff like that, you're probably gonna own a big truck riding the dirt and the mud. It just is what it is. It's your surroundings and what you're used to, right? That's the music you're listening to. I grew up in the city. I grew up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? It was either dog eat or dog be eaten. It's either you stomp the guy to the ground or you get stomped to the ground. And I decided from an early age that I'm not getting stomped to the ground. As a matter of fact, I stomp a lot of people to the ground. And it's not something I'm proud of, it just is what it is. And I started going to jail at an early age of actually 14 years old. Well, let's get back to the story with 3 6. Back then, I had Napster, I think it's LimeWire or whatever, and I would download music. And if you're old school, then you know, with the dial-up internet, it took a long time to get music. And Pete, his older brother, was connected to this native guy named D, and he had a lot of family around Tennessee where they got these underground tapes and would bring them in to Canada, which was given to D. When I was given this music, I was told to be careful because it's not just normal rap. Now this is digging deeper into just 3 6. This is their underground affiliated rappers like Gangsta Black, Playa Fly, Coops the Nicka, obviously Juicy J was with 3 6. And many rappers, Tom Wright III, and I could just go on and on and on. Now this music totally changed my life. It almost ruined my life. And because it distanced me from normal people, if I tell you some stories, just going back to the demonic thing that I went through, there was definitely an evil presence in my life that came through the music and just opening up the portal by smoking weed. I think that's what they say weed is. It's a gateway drug, right? I got into different drugs as I got older and whatnot. But I say all that to say this, is that music does influence you and who you may become as you grow older. And the surface level of music and just, it's all fun and games and you listen to it to relax and whatnot. But if you're listening to music that is evil and demonic, you yourself may become evil and demonic. And later in life, I actually ended up DJing. It was about 2008, so 5 years later after first hearing 3-6, and I only really played Memphis music. And then later, I actually ended up talking to some members that were affiliated with 3-6 Mafia, or even in the group, because they had split. One Koopstanika, and then I had many shows and stuff, radio shows and broadcasts with a very famous music broadcasting agency that I'm not going to mention here because I don't want to give them any clout. But, and it's not to toot my own horn, I'm just saying for the sake of this story that I'm telling, that I talked to many of these rappers, rapped with many of these rappers. My name was Villain, got it tatted on me, and got really deep into it. Had many albums. Actually, I have a whole album with MC Mac, who is with Kamikaze Inc., who was under Hypnotized Minds, Prophet Posse, which is a subgroup of 3-6 Mafia that they created.
Fucking brain, drop it out, nine to your fucking brain. I'm losing my mind, I'm grabbing a 9. Ho, get your bitch a kind, you don't want this on my side. North to south, side to side, whatever side you claim, I'm bringing pain. Motherfucker, I'm hungry in these streets, man. Hunger pains got me wildin' out the frame. Gotta get the money, sweet robbery, nobody needs nobody. Solo missions, G, I'm going kamikaze. I ain't from Earth, bitch, and you knock your stop you bitches out. Taking what you got, fuck what you talking about.
And it got very deep and crazy for me and really almost ruined my life, because as I got older, I got progressively more violent and would methodically go through how I would hurt certain people that maybe talked behind my back and whatnot. And I did quite a few things. One story I can tell you is, it was the day before grade 10 started, and I had this idea, this plan to burn someone's house down. And I was listening to the underground tapes nonstop in my head, just smoking tons of weed, drinking, dressed in all black with a ski mask, went outside across the guy's house in the bushes, stayed outside for, I don't know, maybe an hour with Molotov cocktails, and I hit his house up, burned it up. Didn't burn the whole house down, burned his door down, and it was quite the scene. And I would go to school the next day and everyone was talking about it like, yo, they don't know who did it or whatever. It was me. I mean, I was just actually insane at one point. I went to school with a butcher knife in my jacket. I had chrome pipes and stuff like that. I never got caught for my worst crimes. At the end of the day, it's nothing to be proud of, but this music truly did influence me to become evil. And it was around 26 years old when I was still making music, actually progressing in the underground. Not trying to be famous or anything like that, but I knew that there was one point where I was catching wind in Memphis, being in Canada. I couldn't even go to the States because of my criminal record, but I was catching wind. And there was a point in my life where I was making a lot of money, had a lot of drugs, had a lot of girls and whatnot. And I knew at that point that there was a choice that needed to be made, but I felt empty inside, like I wanted to delete myself. And it was at that point where I called out to the Most High God, without even knowing that He was the Most High God, that led me to the Bible. Long story short, I gave up everything. I quit making music and whatnot. But what really showed me that God was real was the fact that the devil was real. Now, 3-6 Mafia would always talk about how it's just a gimmick, just like a lot of rock stars use the devil in their lyrics and music, that it's just a gimmick to get more views and stuff. But when I was led to information that proved to me God was real, it was the fact that in music, they would pay homage to Lucifer, to Satan, Highway to Hell, stuff like that. And I came to the knowledge of understanding that a lot of the mainstream love songs that you hear are actually songs praising Lucifer. Because Lucifer can be male or female. If you look at the Baphomet, it's actually, I can't say the word, but it's a transformative image showing that he can be either or the other. And that all culminated and proved to me that the devil was real. And when I knew the devil was real, I knew God was real. And that's when I gave up everything and I praised the Most High God for that. And I'm happy I went through all the bad stuff I did, because it showed and proved to me that he was with me from the beginning. Not that he wanted me to do all those bad things, but if I didn't go through all those bad things, I wouldn't have been shaped and molded into the person I am today. So if you're still listening to 3 6 Mafia and you think it's funny, you think it's just music or whatever, because there's quite a large following, and not just 3 6. This surpasses them. This is Memphis, Tennessee. And if you just look at Memphis, Tennessee itself, look at the city. Why is it called Memphis? They have a pyramid there and everything. Apparently, in Egypt, Memphis represented the vocal chakra. What's crazy and interesting actually is that in Memphis, Tennessee, it's a very small population, but almost everyone does music. Or everyone knows someone in their family that was famous making music. And it's also one of the largest crime rates in America. The murder rate is just up the roof, skyrocketing all the time. And even to this day, famous rappers that have made millions of dollars are still finding themselves dead, 6 feet under. Young Dolph is one that comes to mind. And just before he passed, he changed his group name to Illuminati. He made a song about the Illuminati, and if he sacrificed himself, would he go to hell? But then he died not too long after that.
If I sacrifice myself, will I go to hell? In my trap house counting guala, talking to my scale. My jewelry box having more water than Wisconsin Dells. Trap nigga, I count money better than I spell.
And this guy was making millions of dollars, like he was famous. So there's definitely something to this. And not only that, this guy that I'm telling you about, my friend's older brother's friend, D, when he gave me those tapes, he said, be careful. And apparently there's a conspiracy theory that there's sigils imprinted into the tapes that can only be passed on through the tapes, where they killed people in real life, recorded the murder, took that and put it in the song. And when I heard that later in life, this is the conspiracy theory now, it makes sense, because the tapes themselves, even the underground 666 Mafia tapes, the songs in those tapes are not the actual songs on the CD. It's the same song, but it's not the same recording. They re-recorded it or whatever, I guess, for better quality. But a lot of those songs that is very difficult to get today, there was people crying as if they were dying in the songs. Now you can say, yeah, that's probably from a horror movie or whatever. Hey, that's possible, that's true. But I think there's something to it. And those sigils, just like magic sigils, whatever it is that they wanted or were praying for, by doing so, they can acquire that fame or money or whatever that they were seeking. And there's many groups like DJ Sound, and I believe it's called Halo something. These guys, like, I'll play a song here.
I'm just tired of this talking shit. Keep popping up at the mouth, you keep popping up at the mouth, you keep popping up at the mouth, you get your fucking weed.
Motherfuck these niggas always running their mouth, but they won't come to a nigga face. Talking behind my back, oh yiggity yak, shit played out back in the day. If you got my city with the sound stud, just bring it on. Step into my danger zone, feel the hot lead of this tone.
You heard that right there. Pure insanity. This is rap music. Back when Dr. Dre and all of them were getting big and whatever, this is what they were doing. Like, this is what they were doing. They didn't even care about any of that stuff. And again, that's what turned me on to them, because it was so different, so weird, so strange, you know? Crazy stuff, man. So 3 6 Mafia almost ruined my life. And looking back at it and seeing what God put in my life and taking me out of it to make me clean again, after getting baptized, making me clean again. It's just a truly grateful experience. I'm truly grateful to be in the position I am today to talk to you about this. I'm not going to promote my old music. I do still make music, and hopefully I can share it with you here. If you like it, let me know. Anyway, guys, I hope you like this video. I love you all. Drop a comment in the comment section below. If you've ever heard 3 6 Mafia and what was your favorite song, let's talk about it. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.